Yo, what's up guys, DK here. Hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be making a really quick, very scuffed, uncut video about all I know about the new spooky event. So this new spooky event, if you don't know, was implemented when they added a whole bunch of spooky events to the calendar. So as you can see, there's one happening that just happened right now, spring of the year, and now there's going to be another one late spring. I think they are spaced about 12 hours apart, so you should be able to get one no matter what time zone you're in, but this is a very, very strange event. They changed a lot of things with the Spooky Festival. The old strats still do work, but they also changed a lot, added a ton of new items, a ton of new crafts, and we're going to be looking through all of them today. Before we get into the video, I am going to ask you to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am making this when I should be doing schoolwork, so please hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out. So, first thing we're going to look at in the new menu is we're going to be looking through the recipe book and the special recipes. So if you don't know, the special recipes are things in the bits shop and anything that is temporary for an event. So as you can see, they added all of these new recipes. As we can see here, there are 2 new talismans. This is an upgraded version. There is a vampire witch mask, which is an upgraded version of the vampire mask combined with the witch mask. There is a new sword called the Ghoul Buster. The craft is right there. There is a new upgraded version of the trick-or-treat bag called the candy sack. And there are some new items which you can see right here, crafted like that. So first thing I'm going to be looking at is the new talisman. As you can see, the Bat Person ring is an upgrade of the Bat Person talisman, and then it upgrades to the artifact as well. You're going to be crafting this with spooky shards and ectoplasm, which we are going to be taking a look at in a second. And the Bat Person talisman, as far as I know, is dropped from a special thing called trick-or-treat events, or trick-or-treat things. I'm not quite sure what they're called, and you can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but as far as I know, there is a chance when you kill a mob during the Spooky Festival for it to create a trick-or-treat thing. I don't have a screenshot of this. I might find one and put it up on screen now, but when you kill them, it makes this little thing, you open it up, and there's a chance to get a trick or a treat. When I got them, all I got was treats, and it just gave me some bonus candy. But I think you can also get things such as this talisman or other items. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong. However, there is also, that is how you get the Bat Person talisman, but that is not how you get this ectoplasm. So, of course, you know how to get spooky shards, that is through the horseman, but the ectoplasm is just a very rare drop from a bunch of new mobs, which I will be showing on screen now. I think I have a couple of screenshots lying around. But during the event, in a couple different places in the hub, one being the wilderness and one being the graveyard, but I'm going to show you in the wilderness, these new mobs that sort of act like Jerry event mobs spawn. They spawn around here. There's a whole bunch of different ones, but they all have a chance of dropping ectoplasm when you kill them. Like I said, they're like the Jerry event mobs, which means that you don't actually have to deal damage to them, you have to attack them a certain number of times. So for this event, you really want attack speed, so something like a Livid Dagger works super, super well because of its max attack speed. This isn't mine, I'm just borrowing this. But there's also this other thing, which are called these explosive pumpkins, which you saw a craft for here, the Blast-O-Lanterns. When you throw a Blast-O-Lantern at a mob, it deals a bunch of AoE damage, and it deals 2 of those damage ticks to them. Also, one of the mobs, which is called the Withergourd, when you kill them, they have a chance of dropping these explosive things. So if you gather them all up, you can farm them pretty easily. And my friend luwumine, who you can see in the bottom right corner, also known as Jaden, he was doing this the entire event, and he got a couple of ectoplasm, and he got a couple of these new items called the pumpkin guts. As I said, the pumpkin guts also do drop from all of the mobs. However, they are much rarer as far as I know, and actually I think they're a little bit less useful. All you can really use them for is crafting more blast lanterns, crafting the sack, and crafting the launcher, which just lets you hold a ton of the blast lanterns and shoot them out. It's sort of like the snowball cannon during the Jerry event. Also, like I said, or segueing from that, you can actually deal damage to these mobs using the Snow Blaster. Why? I don't know. It's probably going to be fixed. It doesn't seem like intended gameplay, so it might be changed by the time this video goes out. But if it still works, try it out. It's apparently very effective. So, now let's talk about what are the strategies that you can use for this event. I, personally, during this last event, I was just grinding ghouls in the crypts like I normally do with my bow and with my frozen scythe, and I did pretty well. I got 2700 candy score. However, it is a little bit different. It's not quite the same because there is a chance while you're grinding for a mega bat to spawn somewhere on your island. You are directed to the mega bat using this echolocator, and when you find it, it has 100 health, and when you shoot it or you attack it with your sword, it deals 1 damage to it, and each time you do that, it gives you 1 green candy, and I think 1 green candy score as well. So, as you do that, the way that I recommend is you hold out your compass, it directs you to wherever it is, and then just bow spam it, and you'll get a whole bunch of candies from that. However, it is important. At some point, it's not really worth it anymore. It's only 100, and if you think that you can get more just by going back to the crypts, I recommend you do that. It is going to be difficult to find them sometimes, but I recommend if you can. If you can't find it, just work back to the crypts. That isn't where I meant to go. Work back to the crypts and keep on grinding as usual. One last thing is that grinding out the... One last thing that I want to say is, according to our very basic preliminary testing, which is using strategies that probably aren't the most effective, grinding out candy in the normal way, grinding out candy using the crypts and all of that fun stuff is probably going to be much, much more effective than grinding out candies and other drops doing the new method. This is because if you are a later game player, you can get a lot of money from just doing the crypts, and the other mobs are more intended to be played by early and mid-game players. So if that is you, go ahead, try it out. I'm not really sure which one is going to be the best for early game players, but if you are in the later game, I would recommend stick to the crypts or other similar methods, because that will guarantee that you get the real value drops out of it, such as the skeleton horse, the vampire and witch masks, which actually do sell for a lot now, and also, of course, Vampire 6. I didn't get that because I was doing a bunch of experimenting throughout it as well, so I didn't get Vampirism 6, but that also sells for quite a bit of money on the auction house. So before we head off, I'm going to take one more quick look at a couple of the new crafts that there are. I don't have all of them, and I don't plan on having all of them because I am a little bit broke right now. However, I am going to take a look at one in particular, which is the Vampire Witch Mask. As far as I can tell, the Vampire Witch Mask is completely broken and is super, super overpowered, but probably not for the reason you think. Of course, we could look at both of these. This is just a regular old talisman. I don't have it yet. I'm going to be getting it once Ectoplasm drops in price. And also, we could look at the Ghoul Buster, but I don't think that this is going to be very powerful during the event. It does 100% more damage to spooky mobs, meaning that you will do 2 damage per hit instead of 1, but Ectoplasm are going for around 100k each right now, so this, I don't know if it's worth it for about a 4 million coin sword. So, let's take a look at the Vampire and the Vampire Witch Masks. So, as you can see, this is the Witch Mask, and if I take off my Spooky helmet, or my Bat Person helmet, put on my Witch Mask, you can see a little bat spawns next to me. In a second, I'm going to get a second mask, and these act very similar to Spirit Scepter bats. If I go over here towards the zombies, and I let them do their thing, they will home in on nearby mobs, and they respawn over time, and it basically lets you kill them without doing anything. You can see I am dealing 25,000 damage per hit with this, and also just dropped a potato. So this 25,000 damage in Bat Person armor, not even a magic damage set, means that I can actually one-tap zealots. And I know what you're thinking, or if you're smart, you can probably figure it out. This is completely AFKable. So I am going to quickly show you how to do that, but first I'm going to actually craft the upgraded version of it. So I'm going to put the witch mask there, the vampire mask there, 7 ectoplasm, switch that, and I get the vampire witch mask. The second ability isn't really as powerful, that's just the same as the vampire mask. However, it is pretty solid for the combination. So as we see, I'm going to put on young, I'm going to take off my helmet, slap that bad boy on, and then I can go to the dragon's nest. And then if I just sit here, I can actually AFK grind zealots. I do recommend slime hatting before you do this, or using a pet with a turtle shellbit pet item. But as you can see, I'm not doing anything. My bats are flying around, killing mobs around me. And this isn't the best place to do it. This isn't the best lobby in the world. As you can see, there's another guy right here. But you can see I'm getting 2 zealots basically every single spawn without doing anything at all. And I'm getting combat XP. This might be changed. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because this is very, very powerful. But if it isn't changed, I strongly recommend you do this for either grinding out combat XP or grinding summoning eyes, because this could be one of the best ways to make money. I'm not really sure. It is completely AFK. So as you can see, what I would recommend doing is you AFK somewhere right here, you leave your game sounds on pretty low, go do something else, and then whenever you hear the special zealot summon sound, you tab back into game, you kill the special zealot, pick up the summoning eye, and you go back to being AFK. One thing to note is that because you can't put telekinesis on a helmet, all of the mob drops will be dropped onto the floor. So that is going to be all for this video. It is pretty uncut, pretty scuffed. I'm probably gonna have a couple cuts here and there just because I fumbled my words every once in a while. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I swear, I'm just trying to get it out as fast as possible. I want to get this information out to you guys. I think it's a lot of fun. This new update is very interesting. I think there's still a lot of stuff to explore in it, such as the Ghoul Buster and the Bat Person artifact, all these different things. So if you do want to see more about this event, definitely go down and like the video. I'm going to set a like goal for this video of 75 likes because you just absolutely destroyed the like button on the last one. So go down, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also join the Discord, which is linked in the description below, and will also be the pinned comment. So go do that. I like to hang out there and talk to people all the time. And I am doing a giveaway for a skeleton horse, which is going to be ending in about a day. So go down, do all those things, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.